Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to the next episode review of Ningen Fushin. Um, episode 8. I don't know why I stopped there, but once again, another really good episode because now that this episode we get the focus on our favorite idol, which we get her because we never got her name at this point until we find out though. Like her real name is what was it? Belle Huggins, but her idol name is Agate. So, Balls call her Agate. So we get this full. It's mostly this is a focus on her, which was nice because we've seen her since the beginning of this series, you know. So, and she's his idol that Nick likes, you know, and we see how he got to be a good become a big fan of hers. So, but stories that shows how especially the guy that she was with in the previous episode, which is funny that he called her Tony in the last episode before he ran her over, But this episode he's called Donnie, so I don't know what was the switch there. So first he said because it was funny because she said Tony, and then she got run over. But here in this episode, she's called Donnie, so I don't know what was the change of name there. But she was with him, and this guy, just like Claudine, who broke up with Nick, right? This guy is this is the reason why this show is even wasn't running her over in the previous episode was bad enough though. Now the first shows this guy is a scumbag because first of all, how before she became an idol, she liked to sing, so she started singing in a bar, right? Basically in a ghost town of a bar, but there's nobody there except for maybe a drunk person asleep at the table, you know. So, but she still wanted to sing no matter what, though, even if the bar was empty, you know. And then a guy comes in who works for these idol. I don't know what business he is, but he works especially in singing idols, though, right? And offers her a gig, and immediately our guy Donnie or Tony, right? As soon as after when she becomes a success though, right? She was a hit along with these two other girls that are in her idol group. When she gets her first pay, the guy immediately says, "Hey, loan me this money. It'll be a one-time thing though." And which he does, he just blows it off for gambling. So he found a way, you know, to mooch off her earnings, and he's using it as her funding, right? Just for the gambling, for his gambling habit. And we do see how when that time when he was in the casino with her and our wizard girl Tiana was just cleaning his clocks, basically taking all away his chips from the gambling table, and that was the time when all the crap went down in the casino, right? And the guy was just mooching off her money because now she's a famous idol now, and even though he's telling me I think he doesn't care about it, he really cares about our money, but even though there was the opposite where she cared about him, right? She cared about him, but the thing is though, he only sees her as a money maker basically now. And up until the point where the guy who hired Agate, you know, manager, we can say, whatever, basically gave this guy a restraining order, basically, because he basically said you're not to be associated with her anymore, basically, because because of what he's done, though. And it's if you pass each other on the street coincidentally, though, you're supposed to act like you don't know her at all, don't say a word to her, basically. And the guy is already too far gone anyway, so, and he said because he says because he goes and pulls thing he's the problem from the beginning, not her, right? And so, but he goes and says the nervous says to her, it's you were the issue, you know, and that's why, because of my gambling thing, is because I keep playing until I win. That's the difference, you know, right? And I'm like, screw this guy, right? Screw this guy. No wonder that the guy was such a scumbag by the moment he ran over in the previous episode just to get out of the way from Leon, right? I know this because he was only trying to save his own ass because of that, but now I was like, this guy's a scum, and that shows that he is. Maybe there was a chance that Agay felt that there was probably he was good at a point though, but I think the guy's too far gone now. He only cares about his gambling, and that's about it. And then we get to the point where when she first met Nick, because she was at that restaurant where she overheard when Nick was being broken up by Claudine, right? She was there when she did it, and so it was pouring down rain, and she offered him a ticket to her concert, and this is what maybe said of his basically it kind of brought him back, made him happy, made him find a piece of his happiness again, and this is what he became a huge fan of hers now, an idol fan, and because of that, and also because of the beginning of this episode when he was running, doing a little jog, right, and she was doing a jog too, he pretended to be his conscious, but there was a time when she was down because she knew because when a gay was being used by her boyfriend, when it was pouring down rain, there was a puppy, because she called Nick a lost puppy, right? That's what he was, a lost puppy, because it was pouring down rain, he was soaking, not even thinking it was not raining at all on him, until when she made him happy by giving him that ticket to our concert. That's what made feel his happiness again. But they say he called her a lost puppy because even though there was time when she was alone and it was starting to rain, there was a lost puppy that she was calling to her when it started raining and ran off though. But by the end of this episode, that same puppy, when she was talking to Nick again but behind a bush though, right? She saw that lost puppy again and called to her, and this time he did come to her. Because I think of the fact that she was now basically free from her scumbag of a boyfriend, right? I think the shackles that she was locked up against, by him, right? She's now free of that burden of him now, and now that's why that puppy was able to come to her, right? Because it didn't come to her before when she was restrained by him, and then when it started pouring down rain. Here it's now it's basically she's free of that, and now the puppy was coming to her now, so now that she's basically free of that. I don't know how it works. How you get what I mean, though, but I kind of understand what myself was saying. But it was a very enjoyable episode. Because I didn't expect we get a full story focus on her, though. I thought we would get another full story on Zim or more on Curran, or we got a little bit on Tiana in the last episode with the casino thing. But I want to see more Nick's backstory, with his, if he had a family or with his party before then, though, right? But I didn't expect to get a whole episode of focus on our favorite idol girl, Agay, right? Whether she's eating worm or squid ice cream or other funny foods, right? But because she's always been around here and there with Nick, right? And we see her since the very beginning, so I think it's fitting we get a full story, an episode on her, which was nice. So, but I would say I would say another 10 out of 10 episode, because I might not say much for this show though, but each episode has been very good. I've been loving the show. So this one I would say put another 10 out of 10 episode. I would say it was nice we got see a story focused on our idol girl Gate, but and especially that scumbag boyfriend just basically using her idol career for her as a money bag, basically, just to do for his own gambling habit, and then it had to be taken away by Tiana, by who's been beating him at gambling. So, but personally, to me, I don't gamble for any reason, because to me, I lose money, a lot of money in an instant, just like that. So that's why I don't gamble at all. I just play poker for fun. You buy yourself a fun poker set you buy at home, though, but not for play for money. No, I don't gamble at all, because you lose a lot of money in an instant. Well, that's what some people do. A lot of people like to gamble, but I'm just not one of those guys. I just stick to using, just to get more anime or mangas, whatever, or more DVDs, whatever, because that's my hobby. So, but yeah, but episode 8, because now we're 2/3 of the show now. But one more quarter left, but it was a nice episode seeing an episode focused only on our idol girl at Gates. So it was nice. It was very nice of that, seeing her story, from her side of the story of things, how she became this popular idol with that scumbag boyfriend, how she met Nick and refueled his happiness, and that was nice. So yeah, but that's episode 8. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next episode review of Tomo-chan is a Girl, episode 8. And we'll see you on the next video. Later.